Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Toon Review for tonight's show, which is, of course, the Newcastle United Fan Forum. Your opportunity to come and join me on the show and tell us how you're feeling. What was your reaction at full time? How were you feeling throughout the match? What are you feeling now? Where the club goes, etc. This is your show. You've heard from us. You've seen how we reacted, responded, and have felt throughout the last couple of days since winning the cup. This is your turn. This is over to you. I'll put the link up in a minute. As usual, you can join us just with your microphone. If you don't want to come on camera, just tell us how you're feeling. So even if you've never been on before, this is your opportunity to come and say hello and tell us, just has it sunk in yet, really? Has it, that we are cup winners? This is an event that we're not used to. We're not used to this happening to us. We're not used to being cup winners and celebrating and things like that. It's a strange feeling. It really is. There's been a lot of congratulatory messages going on throughout social media and throughout the football world. And of course, we on here, we've had big reactions. We've had a celebration show. We reviewed the match last night, of course, and we won't stop. It's a great feeling that shouldn't ever go away. This is a feeling that we want to have for a long time to come, not just for the next few days or month or whatever it is. We want this feeling numerous times. We want to be cup winners. We want to be league winners. We want to be everything. And that's what it's all about. But like I say, even on the videos that I've done recently, we've had some fantastic messages from various fans from across the football world, just saying how happy they are for Newcastle United and what despite everything we've been through, the Newcastle fans deserve this. And boy, do we deserve it, by the way, because we've been through the mill, haven't we? Everyone's been through the mill. And of course, you'll get the usual talk shite coming out and saying, about Isak to Liverpool and all of this. And then they had the balls and to put Bruno in an Arsenal shirt last night, which I thought was absolutely disgusting. How dare they? You know what I mean? It's absolute filth. But listen, we know that that's going to happen within a couple of days of us winning the cup and the euphoria that's around Newcastle at the moment. There is some establishments trying to put us down. Of course there is. But look, we will look forward to the 29th. It has been undecided at the minute whether they're doing a bus stop tour or they are going to the town moor just for one big celebration. So we obviously have to wait for the club to decide on that. If you haven't seen my earlier show about Isak, check it out after this one. It was a short video I did today, just really highlighting that, Newcastle want to press to get this contract with Isak done, and it may look like they are going to break the wage structure to do that. And we all know and knew, I guess, at some point they would have to destroy the wage structure in order to bring the elite players into the club. You can't have elite players without elite wages. So obviously PIF will look at that. The chairman, Yasser Al-Ramayan, has said, he's his favorite player and, rebuff everything that they throw at us to try and get Isak. But I think Newcastle will probably want to do something before the end of the season. But they may go to Isak and Isak may say, look, I am willing to discuss a new contract. Can we leave it till the summer? Let's just get this season out the way. And at least Newcastle know that Isak will talk. So, but I think from PIF's point of view, they want to get that done sooner rather than later. And of course, I did touch on Pat Nevin's comments. Of course, BBC Radio Live, 5 Live pundit on live games. Lovely quotes from him. So check the video out after the show if you wouldn't mind, because the more views, the better it is for the channel, of course. Right, I think it's time to put the link up. Remember, you don't have to have a camera. You can have your microphone, but I want to sort of get everybody on and let them have the say today. So I might not get everybody on at once. What I might do is just bring a couple on at a time, have their feelings, and then bring the next people on who are waiting. So the link is pinned. We now just await people to come on and, of course, have their say on everything. We have two immediately, so we'll bring them on. We've got Ash and we've got Emma. Good evening.
Hi, Paul.
How are we doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad.
Well, Emma, you said 3-0, and I'll tell you what, it could have easily been 3-0, couldn't it?
Yeah, if Bruno hadn't been in the way of Keller, that's why it was disallowed.
Yeah. I mean, it's a stinking decision, to be honest. I think the goal should have been given, but that's my opinion. Sorry, Emma, what was that?
I was just going to say, I hold my hands up of everything I said last Wednesday on Nick Pope not wanting him in goal. He was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, he threw eggs in everybody's face, I think. And look, I'm delighted he did. It's just fantastic. Ash, just a fantastic day. Have you come back down to earth yet?
Yeah, just about. I thought it'd be 2-1, but yeah.
Well, I thought that my prediction was 2-1.
That goal, it should have been a goal. Let's be honest. If that's down the other end, they're getting it.
Yeah, well, we know that. Yeah, Sam's on and Aditya as well. Good evening, chaps.
Hey, what's up?
Chippers, a momentous day. Probably a day that you, like many other Newcastle fans, and there's the notifications going off already. You're obviously, on a high like everybody else. I mean, what were your feelings? That last 5 minutes after Liverpool pulled a goal back, and then the euphoria of the final whistle.
Well, funny enough, I was in a pub in Blythe, and I drank, and I drink for 15 months. So as you can imagine, Monday morning was a bit. I was a bit like this. To be like, I was about this. But I was at the gym at first thing in the morning. I was thinking, what am I doing here? But I'm fine now. I full line whistle goes, and I've got my hands on my head like a prisoner. I don't know how to react. I said to me mate, I was saying to me mate, every 10 minutes, I was going, we're 10 minutes away from winning the cup, we're 5 minutes away. And I'm just thinking, what do we do? What do we do? Do we just, I'm stood with my hands on my head in disbelief, and the people behind me on the table have got 6 bottles of champagne and squirting everybody with it, and it's just...
Yeah, it's incredible. Charlie says, hey, guys, rewatch the game today. I wish I was brave enough. Get yourself on, Charlie. Come on. It's not being brave. You're part of the family on here. Everybody is. One of our mods, Tom, is on the line. Tom, good evening.
Good evening. You all right?
We were. I mean, Aditya, I'll come to you in a second, Tom. Aditya, you look like you're still suffering from the celebrations.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I don't even know how I feel, man. I feel, wow. So I told you, right? We had bunch of 15, 20 fans who from all over India. We met in Bangalore. And basically almost the cops came. So that was crazy.
Yeah. I remember you saying that.
But I don't know, man. Some things changed. I don't know, the past 2 days, I feel something different. And I guess that's just the feeling of just that comfort that, we are okay. So you know this, as a Newcastle fan, you always have that inner sense of anxiety, of that paranoia that we're going to fuck it up, right?
Yeah.
There's just that nagging feeling in the back of your head that it's not going to be okay. And for the first time in my life, I just feel like, you know what, it's going to be okay.
That's a disappointment leaving your body.
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean, look, it's nobody, I think, knew really how to react. I mean, me and Billy. I mean, Billy obviously was very, very emotional at the end of the game, just like a lot of fans in the ground were, or wherever they were watching. Sam said, last night and on the Monday show, it was very emotional in the fan parks as well, and in the pubs and everywhere like that. I just, screaming, we've won the cup, and I didn't know what to say after that. It was a very, very, very strange feeling. A great feeling, don't get me wrong, but a feeling that we've never really been used to in such a long time. Tom, you were at the game, you were in the stadium. Can you give us an idea of just what it was like?
Pandemonium. Yeah. Absolute pandemonium. I mean, when Burns scored, obviously just before half time, like I was just thinking, oh fuck. I just couldn't believe it, and just thinking, oh, they're going to turn this round second half, just absolute bag of nerves, and everybody was. But then, second half, and Isak scores, and it's like, oh my god. And it's like, can I hang on to this? But do you know what? It sounds like we're on the ropes, but like it wasn't the case, was it? I mean, everybody knows how dominant we were, but just that it was just that nervousness, wasn't it? And I am just that feeling like something's going to go wrong. We can't possibly be going on to win this, but absolute pandemonium at full time. I was leaping up and down, and then as I was leaping up and down, the next thing I know, I'm bursting into tears, and it's like loads of people were. Oh man, absolutely crazy.
It is, and I think you talk about us hanging on there. And I think, you look back at the game and you watch it again, you think, Liverpool never laid a glove on us. The closest they came to scoring before Chiesa was, of course, Nick Pope's save from Curtis Jones. Apart from that, we had them in our pockets. And that, and at least their manager, Arne Slot, he came out and said that. There was no excuses from him. And I think that was the great thing that he said. It was just Newcastle were better than us. They played very differently to what they did at Anfield, of course.
Yeah.
And we went and won the game. I mean, Ash, what did you think? When Liverpool pulled the goal back, was it squeaky bum time?
I wasn't worried. I really wasn't.
You weren't worried?
No, such a weird feeling. Normally, I'd be on the edge of my seat. What's going to happen? I just wasn't worried at all.
Yeah.
What's more pissed me off afterwards is reading Miguel Delaney on X. Oh. And these are my opinions and not the Toon reviews. I'd just like to say you are not a football writer, sir. You're using football to push an agenda, and you're saying that it's not the club. Well, Man United have Saudi money invested in them, and you never say anything about Man United. Wow. The F1, the golf, the government work with the Saudis to keep pushing I write sports because you don't.
Well, they are the views of the Toon review, to be honest, Dash. So, screw Delaney, screw Ollie Holt, screw the lot of them. We've kept politics out of anything to do with football on this channel, and we will continue to do so. They can push all the agendas they want, to be honest, but they'll never get anywhere. Emma,
I didn't want to tie you in just in case it wasn't your view as well, Paul. So
you know damn well it's my view, mate, because you saw what I put on Twitter too.
You still got to do your due diligence.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Emma, Dan Burns' goal when that went in before half time. I think a goal was coming. We were pressing, and we were certainly, I guess. We'd had chances, but not clear cut, if you like. But when that Dan Burn header came in, it was like slow motion, wasn't it? It was incredible.
I called him a fucking leaping salmon. He just leaped for that header, and I nearly lost my voice because I screamed that much. Yeah.
I think, doing the commentary was weird because you saw that cross chippers and he comes in and heads it. And then I think it was because it was from such a distance from the edge of the box. Yeah. And we've seen him miss headers galore, really, in that sort of similar position. But the fact that it was beautifully placed. And I mean, how did you feel when the net rippled?
My mate, full enough, said from that corner, he went, Dan Burns going to score from this corner. I mean,
it was funny though, wasn't it? Because the cameras were set on Dan Burn.
Yeah, it's more funnier that they kept McAllister on them for every set piece, which is really odd, and it didn't change it. You could say we were aiming for Burn at every set piece because Van Dijk or no one was marking them, and you think, well, they would have learned their lesson because 2 or 3 quarters before that, Dan Burn was winning these headers and nobody was changing it. So, I mean. I thought that ball went through the net and came back out, and I thought, is that gone?
It was a strange feeling, yeah.
It was just strange, and then you see him run away like Forrest Gump, and you're just like, it's in, and you just think,
it's like time stood still for me. It just sort of, it went in the net, and then there was about a brief millisecond that everyone was like, fuck me, have we just scored? And like nobody could believe it, and then...
I think it was 2 things, Paul, right?
Yeah.
One was the header was just from so far out that you expect it to be him aiming for just as an assist to somebody, right?
Yeah.
The first is that. And second is the fact that in our heads, we're like, we haven't scored at Wembley for such a long time that it's almost like, oh, did it just happen? Like you're just like rechecking it in your head. It's
Well,
surreal.
I think some of the players couldn't believe it as well. I mean, some of the players were like just going absolutely mental. It was fantastic. Stoic Protector with a super chat says, this win is quite literally a life-changing event for all of us.
Yes.
The world is our oyster now. I mean, Tom, did you feel like that? Did you know what around the ground and coming out the ground? What was it like coming out of Wembley?
Unreal. Everybody was, kind of a little bit sort of stunned, really. I mean, by that point, like Liverpool fans, by and large, like it cleared off and what have you.
Yeah.
So it was only us like left walking up Wembley Way and what have you. But yeah, it was obviously it was jubilant, but at the same time, it just felt like, what the fuck's just happened? Have we really gone and done this? You know, and you know you use yourselves, people on social media, people I've spoken to at work, myself, we're still kind of going through that process of trying to figure out what's happened. It's just absolutely surreal.
It is surreal, and it still is surreal.
Yeah.
Shearer's Toenail says, win was dedicated to all the Toon fans no longer with us. I lost my mother last year, and she would have been on cloud 9. Junior Turner with a super chat as well. Check Junior's music out. He sang some brilliant songs about Newcastle, of course. You know, we used to have Junior's song, Banks of the River Tyne, as our intro song way back when. So it's good to see Junior in the chat. Check his music out. Fantastic singer is Junior. Emma, sorry, Ash, I'll ask you first. Did you shed a tear when we lifted the trophy?
I shedded quite a few tears, yeah. I have to say, I wish my dad was still here for another reason. He was a Liverpool fan, so...
Oh, well, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be... Well,
Yeah.
listen, I mean, Chip is...
I'm going to shoot off, Paul.
All right, Ash, no problem.
All right, take care, everyone.
All right, take care, man. Thanks for coming on.
Come on.
Hey, so that was Ash. Emma, I mean, look, your husband, I know you came on after the game on Sunday, and everybody's energy level was just on cloud 52, wasn't it? And it just goes to show. But have you been impressed with the way Liverpool have responded to the defeat, and a lot of football fans across the UK?
Some Liverpool fans has congratulated us, and some Liverpool fans has called the club a dross. And I'm like, fuck them Liverpool fans. It's our time. If you don't like it, you know where the fucking TV is. Go and watch some fucker else on it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've already discussed Paul Scholes. I mean, Chip is people like that, and of course, TalkSport coming out and putting Bruno in an Arsenal shirt last night on social media. I mean, this is a couple of days after we've won the trophy. They try and shout us down. I don't think these people actually know how strong of a family the Geordies are, because you know, Isak again today in an interview away with Sweden said that he's not even thinking about the future. Newcastle have already stated that the probability is that they're going to smash the wage structure, and they're going to have to do that, aren't they, to keep these elite players at the club?
No, I mean, going back to that toe sucking toss pot, I mean, you know, it's sorry for him when he's, you know, he was winning trophies left, right, and centre at Man U, but you know, it's a bit different when you've not won anything in 70 years or 56 years domestically or at all.
Exactly.
You know, Simon Jones, the toss pot again, or they're making a mountain out of a molehill over it. Well, mate, I bet you were celebrating just as much when Palace got promoted to the Premiership. I mean, you know, it's these people are living in glass houses and shouldn't throw stones. It's as simple as that. And
well, I don't think Paul Scholes. Do you think Paul Scholes was celebrating 2 years ago when they won
exactly.
it?
I tell you what, he would have loved Man U to win that this season the way they're playing. He would have loved it to have won a League Cup the way they're playing, because it's the only chance to get in of European football. as regarding the Isak situation, I think they've got to, because ultimately success means that we're going to keep going up again and win the trophy now. Why would he want to leave? It's, if people go on about the Arsenal thing, but we've won the same amount of trophies as Arsenal in the last 5 years, so why would you want to leave? It makes no logical sense. It just,
of course, you're right. Dan Madgen with a super chat saying, watching on delay, but it still hasn't sunk in. I don't think it will until I see the trophy lifted in the Toon on Sunday at the Lassers Derby. I'm not sure they'll lift the cup then. I think they'll wait till certainly the event on the 29th, and then against Brentford on the Tuesday night, of course, which is our next game at home to Brentford. We have a new member, Ronan McGurk. Welcome, Ronan. Thank you for your support. Austin Thomas says, unreal day Sunday. We'll never forget it. Makes it even better being a part of this community and celebrate together. Please sing Big River for us, Paul. It would be fantastic. I would, but we get copyrighted for it. I don't want to do it again, just in case I upset the powers that be. I'm sure Jimmy Neal wouldn't mind me singing it on the Newcastle United channel, but that's just the way YouTube works. Unfortunately, there's just guys, we've got plenty of people waiting. I know you're there. I will come to you, don't worry. Stoic Protector with another super chat saying, to be fair, there are quite a lot of Liverpool fans videos on YouTube who respect the win and the fight we showed to get the cup. I see very few bad. Yeah, it's mainly Mackems that are the sour pots, and saying we spent all that money, stuff like that, and just a joke. Finally, then, Emma, where do we go from here? How excited are you for the rest of the season? Is the summer exciting for you? Do you think we can finish Champions League now?
I think we could, and as far as where we got, I might be premature in this, but they better watch out next season because we might just win the league.
That's some statement, Emma. That's some statement.
I believe in them.
Well, listen, you were very confident ahead of the match. I'll give you that. You were very, very confident, said we'd win. So was Billy. I was quite astounded that Billy was, when we were, just before we went live, I said to Billy, how are you feeling? He says, I'm fine. We're going to do this. Incredible. Thank you for coming on, Emma. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Aditya, how do you think the rest of the season will go? I mean, are you confident now that maybe now the final's out the way, we can play like that for the rest of the season?
I think it'll give us a lift for sure. I think I'm, when the final happened, it felt like such a release. And for some reason, it does feel like just one of many to come. I don't know. It just feels like that. And you know me, right? I've always been Eddie in. So I'm just so happy that this final, Eddie has something that will give him that time and the freedom to be able to do things. So I think we'll do well. And you know what? Like Emma just said, if we win the league next year, I think Eddie will get a knighthood.
Bloody hell. I mean, it's incredible, really. We got Bill joining us. Good evening, Bill.
Good evening. How you doing, guys?
We are wonderful.
Hi, Bill.
Who else is waiting to come on here? Oh, God. It's Papa Bradley's in the house. Good evening, Ian.
Oh, wow.
Are you there, Ian? You're on. I don't think he's got a Scooby-Doo what he's doing. He hasn't got a Scooby-Doo what he's doing. Absolute not a clue. Paul, good evening.
Hey, how are we?
We are very good.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
Happy.
We are rocking. Yeah. Bill, obviously, you won't mind me saying this, but you're of the older generation Newcastle United fan. Did you think this?
Tomorrow.
Well, listen, somebody killed me off in the chat the other day with a super chat. I mean, I was incredible. Just tell us how you were feeling at that full-time whistle.
Pretty much exactly the same as Billy, and I'm not ashamed to say every time I've thought about it since, I've bubbled again. I watched the highlights today and I bubbled again. When I was writing that song I sent you, I was bubbling all through that.
Well, listen, listen, mate, we will play that song. I know I said we played last night, but I keep forgetting to download it. We will play it definitely, because it's brilliant. So we will at some point, because listen, the celebrations are going to go on for a while. We are going to milk this.
Sorry, just talking of songs, can I echo what you said about Junior Turner?
Yeah.
I was on the radio a while ago, and I actually had him in the studio interviewing him because he did a song with a lass called Jess Wood.
Yeah.
Not only is he a great singer, he's a great bloke as well. So,
he's lovely. I've met Junior a couple of times. Yeah, he's
thumbs
brilliant.
up, mate.
Yeah, he's a cracking bloke. Really, really nice to sit down and have a chat with as well. He's got a heart of gold as Junior. Brilliant guy. Paul.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? I mean, has the euphoria died down yet? Are you still thinking, has that actually happened? Were you actual cup winners?
Yeah, it's sunk in really has, mate. I was absolutely over the moon on Sunday. Yeah, and I had 2 months of drink on that day.
You had what?
I had 2 months beer.
2 months of beer?
No,
Bloody
too many. Beer,
oh, wow, I'm going to say, I thought I had 2 months of beer. Christ, how are you still alive, man?
No, I was crying after the final whistle. I was like, oh, can't believe this. Can't believe
It's
it.
incredible.
But now it is tinking in, Paul. Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
brilliant.
Absolutely. Ronan says, best NUFC channel by a mile. Finally subscribed. Keep up the great work, Paul, Billy, Stato, Sam, and Mods from Ireland. Thank you very much, Ronan. Well, speaking of mods, we have one that's been with us since grass started growing on the earth. Rachel!
Hiya!
Good evening.
Good evening, you all right?
We are. And now I know you were absolutely buzzing. Are you still buzzing?
Oh, hell aye. Can't wipe the smile off my face.
Yeah. I mean, look, obviously we've all spoken in the chat, in the group chat and stuff on WhatsApp, but it's just hard to just sink in, isn't it? Because we've seen the likes of schools and that come out with bollocks about the League Cup and stuff. It doesn't matter. He doesn't grasp it, does he? That this is silverware, and we haven't had anything for 70 years domestically, and it just goes to show me that people like schools, they don't understand. They don't get the fans. They become so used to winning that it's just like a normal thing to them. They don't get how it feels for the normal supporter.
Exactly. Oh, Paul Scholes is an absolute dickhead.
Yeah.
As simple as.
Yeah.
He's no idea. He just doesn't get Newcastle. He doesn't. Yeah. He doesn't get the supporters. He doesn't get anything to do with it. He's a complete dickhead, and that's all I've got to say about him.
Yeah, he's just an ass. But I mean, where were you for the match? Were you at home? Because I know you couldn't get up here for family reasons. But where did you watch the match?
Watched it in the lounge with James and Aaron.
And I'm sure a drink was flown.
Oh, just the odd one or two.
Just a little tipple. I mean, yeah. I mean, Bill, did you have a bad head on Sunday on Monday morning?
I didn't drink. The reason I've not been on the show recently is I did my ankle ligaments in.
Oh, God.
So what I've been doing is taking my speaker into the bathroom and using Toon Review to time an hour to soak my leg in the bath every night.
Christ, I thought you were going to say something else there.
No. I daren't have a drink. I mean, I'm walking okay now.
Matey, I know how you feel. I wanted to drink Sunday night, put it that way, but I don't drink. So I don't need a drink to jump up and down anyway. But listen, many fans. I mean, look, the fan parks were incredible when the goals went in. You saw the beers flying everywhere, and just an unbelievable atmosphere. Guys, I will get to you in the chat. Don't worry. I know you're there. I know you're waiting. Be patient, man. Plenty of time. Good grief. People shouting at me in the chat to get them on. Give over. So put me off my rhythm. Tom.
That's what she said.
Exactly. Tom, I mean, look, I was there 2 years ago, so I know what the atmosphere was like, Tom, and it was incredible, but it seemed even better, during the game and after the game, even before the game. So how were you feeling? What did you think of the atmosphere? Was it better? Because Gary Neville said he'd never felt Wembley shake before.
No.
Tom?
I think he's gone.
No, he's there. Are you there, Tom? No,
Don't think
I think
mic on.
I think this. No, his mic's on. There's just aliens in the house, so it's just the way it goes. It's just the way it goes. Lewis.
Yeah, I was at the game.
I know you were. I could see in the chat. Obviously, you've still got your scarf on. I bet that's never come off, has it?
Not really. Not really.
So, how are you feeling now? A few days later, has it completely sunk in yet?
No. So obviously, took me back round. If I can say.
Yeah, it'll never settle down. What did you think at full time? How were you feeling?
I cried. You cried?
Yeah. Hey, there's many people cried. There's many people cried. And there's many people cried afterwards as well. Certainly on Monday night on here when we played all the montage and stuff, people just went to pieces. It's just an incredible feeling, isn't it?
It's unbelievable. I thought, like, for 25 years being a Newcastle supporter, I'm 25. I thought I'd never see the day.
You're not 25.
I am.
No.
Christ, he's like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's got a face of a 12-year-old.
Oh, don't insult him like that.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I do have a hidden disability anyway. What makes me look younger.
I know you do. And you do a cracking job on match days as well. I know.
Thank you.
But no, seriously, Lewis, coming out to Wembley, you must have felt, 10 foot high, because I know 2 years ago coming out that ground, I was rock bottom. And the Man United fans acted disgracefully, obviously, because they're a bunch of idiots anyway. But you must have felt completely different this time around coming out that ground.
It felt weird. It doesn't feel real yet. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Because obviously, I travelled down on the Saturday. We're going to travel home on the Monday, but we decided to come back up on the Sunday night.
Yeah.
I watched some of the highlights on YouTube. I was crying watching Bruno's interview. Oh my god!
You're going to set me off again.
Rich, how did you feel watching Bruno's interview? Because, I mean, we very rarely see somebody like a football captain do an interview on the pitch which gets you so emotional. It's like he dedicated everything to the fans, his kids being Geordies. It was just it was one of them just one-off occasions that you'll probably never see again.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I was just in floods of tears. I was a wreck.
Yeah,
I was an absolute wreck from the time the final whistle went and you calmed down, and there was Bruno, and I just went. I was just no good for anything.
Yeah. It got me straight away. I mean, watching it back, and I'm thinking, wow, incredible. We've got somebody coming on called Billy's Toenails. I have no idea who this is. Good evening. Billy's Toenails, are you there?
Show your face.
What?
Oh.
Show your face, come on.
Earth to Billy's Toenails, are you there?
No, I'm
Camera.
he's as missing as Mo Salah.
Oh,
see you later.
I hope he's gone.
Right, we're going to try Papa Bradley again. Ian, are you there?
Hey, I'm here.
There he is. Now,
man.
Ian, I know you spent a memorable day with I can't hear you, mate.
Unmute your mic, Ian.
Unmute your mic. I can just see your tash moving up and down. Ian, you don't mute, man.
Lady Sam, help him out, please.
Ian, I mean, I'm not. It's like watching a ventriloquist. Ian,
Anybody not read?
You're on mic.
It's like
Can't hear you.
You're an episode of the Bill in the 80s, isn't it?
We can't hear.
There's no point shouting. We're still trying to hear you.
Oh dear. Sam, help him out.
Sam's not with him. He's down south. Right. Right. Honestly, see, this is live. This is live TV. You get it, guys. It's just so bloody difficult to try and get anybody on. Chris Williams, are you with us?
Yeah, good morning. G'day. Wee header here. How are you, Paul?
It's Wee Heather. How are you doing?
Morning.
Oh, fantastic. Good morning from New Zealand. Beautiful morning here. I'm just getting out of bed and I've been celebrating for 3 days solid. What a fantastic time. I am so proud to be a Geordie. So proud to have been born in Benmore. I am rocking it.
Well, you don't sound like you're from Benwell, but I'll. What time is it over there?
But that's where I was born. That's where I was born. I didn't stay there for a huge amount of time, but born there and proud to be a Geordie.
Absolutely. What time is it over there?
It's about 9 o'clock in the morning. I slept in last night. I had a couple of quiet wines in the afternoon, as you do. But what a wee header from wee Dan, eh? The boy from Blythe.
Unbelievable.
He just took. I was watching it with my 9-year-old grandson, who I kick the ball with all the time on my lawn there, and he's a mad Newcastle fan too. And what a special moment! I was telling him all about the 1969 Fairs Cup and how I was there at the ground when the cup come home, and that this was special. But wait till that cup comes back to Geordie land. Wait till the people see that trophy. Wait, just wait for that 70-year wait for that special moment again. I explained to him that I can remember the whole day. That whole day I was there with my uncle. I remember the whole day of it returning back, and Sir Joe and Bobby Moncur on the stand with the cup and the presentation, and it's going to be so special. So hang on to your hats, boys, because when that cups and those boys come home, Geordie land, eh? Everybody will want to be a Geordie, that's for sure.
Yeah, we'll certainly get some more fans.
You don't look over 70, by the way.
I know. It must be that. It must be the weather. It must be the weather, Chris. Keeping you fresh.
Yeah, no, I was born 1960. I was a 9-year-old at St James's Park when they brought that Fairs Cup home. And as I say, it's a memory that lasts even 50 odd years later. It's so special, and you've got it all to look forward to. You guys have got it all to look forward to. Wait till you see all those smiling faces, all those lads and lasses there. I can remember the huge community. People were hugging each other, and the feeling of the togetherness and warmth lasted for weeks and weeks afterwards.
Yeah,
so special. Yeah. Wish I could be there, but unfortunately I can't at the moment.
You'll be there in spirit, Chris, and I'm sure there'll be plenty of coverage for you to see it as well. I mean, I'm going to try and get there, obviously, and get some stuff for the channel. So, I mean, Tom, you're back with us. You'll certainly be heading there, are you?
Oh, definitely, absolutely, yeah. Nice, yeah. We'll have a proper TTR meetup.
Exactly. Where do you think it's going to be? Do you think it'll be a bus stop tour, or do you think it'll be on the moor?
I mean, it's getting said more and more, isn't it, about something happening on the town moor? I don't know what I make of it. Do you know what
I think they should do, Tom? If they're going to have it on the town moor, get the fairground back, right?
The Hoppins,
get the Hoppins there. Get thousands of people there. Get food and drink, and everybody. I mean, it'll go on for a friggin' week.
Yeah, aye.
But I'll say this kind of put in for, like, if they did that, the season ticket people who have season tickets, they should get first steps, fair enough, because we pay the most money to go to the games. That's fair enough. And then open it to the other fans, maybe.
That's going to cause a stir, matey.
Maybe you do something like you have sort of the bus tour which finishes in the town moor, and you haven't.
I think they'll probably do something like that. I think that's the best way to go.
That's the way to do it as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've got Stella as well, haven't we? And they're not going to do anything small.
No. Exactly. Chippers, what would you like to see?
Well, I thought what they would do is start the training ground and just go all the way through to St James's, but they might go to St James's, and they might go to the what's it called, town moor from there. I'm at work 2 till 10 next Saturday, so that's me screwed out. We're going, isn't it? So.
Chippers,
surely you can get a shift swap.
Scratchy throat coming on, mate. Do you not?
Yeah, I think I'm starting to get a sore. I think I broke my leg yesterday. Really, I don't know if I've.
I don't think that'll wash, mate. I think I broke my leg. I don't think you'll get away with that. A couple of super chats. Let's have a look. Stoic Protector with another one. Was it true Newcastle gave scarves to all the fans at Wembley? I thought that was a great gesture. It was a masterclass. Yeah, Lewis has got one there.
I know. It's not the best because I've got my background on, but...
Yeah, they did give... listen, they were all over the place. Ian Fleming's been a member for 31 months, also a mod. I was only 6 when we won the Euro Trophy in '69, so winning this cup was the first I could really celebrate, still on a high. Roberto says, NUFC say Carabao Cup will be at St. James's Park on Sunday. Well, there you go. So more in I guess it's to... Will that boost the crowd for the Lasses game? Because obviously,
against the Macums,
exactly 22,000 tickets sold. So
800 now.
Yes.
You what?
22,800.
It's nearly 23. Wow, it's going to be a big occasion.
Yeah,
just hope to play better than they did last weekend.
I know.
We'll forget about that in a hurry.
Bill,
Bill,
can I jump in on the Town Moor
yeah,
thing?
of course you can.
Wouldn't it be absolutely awesome if they finished the tour at the Town Moor towards Leazes Park and then said, and this is where your new stadium's going to be?
Definitely.
Oh, man, what would that be like?
I just found out the attendance so far for the derby, 28,600.
So far, that's going to be incredible.
So far.
Wow.
Right, we've got Lawrence coming on. Lawrence, good evening.
Hey guys, hello.
Lewis, will you shut up a minute? Lawrence, you were at the game, obviously. What were your feelings?
I was for some reason a bit relaxed beforehand. Maybe it's because I didn't really have much expectations. We weren't the favourites for the game. By the way, it was good to get a photo with the Stud Peg pre-match. I did mention that. Yeah, and I mentioned that I was caught on her vlog when she came up when we were celebrating the takeover. But first half, I'm having chances. You're thinking, what's going on here? Because Liverpool, how well they've done this season, and yet we've been all over them, and then we got the goal. No surprise. You're thinking, at least even if we lose this game, we'll take the lead in the cup final. At least we've got that moment because people were pointing out how long it'd been since we last scored at Wembley. Last scored in a cup final. And then we'll get the 2-0 win, Dreamland. I was still a bit nervous though, because you're thinking, if they get one goal back, that changes things, and of course they did. You just think, just blow this whistle, ref. I mean, especially with Liverpool having a history of late goals against us, and then when it went off, oh my word.
Well, I think there was confusion, wasn't there, when the referee, when Chiesa scored, the referee said the goal has been ruled out for offside, and all the Newcastle fans cheered, and then he went on to say, but it's been overturned by VAR, it's a Liverpool goal. And it was, I thought, how stupid. Why can't you just say, VAR have ruled not offside, the goal stands, and don't create any stupid... I mean, it was ridiculous. Because Newcastle fans were jumping up and down. And then the Liverpool fans... who, by the way, some have actually said, it didn't mean much to us. If you look at the cameras panning on the Liverpool fans when Chiesa's goal was given, that meant something to them because they were trying to G the team up. So they can't get away with saying, it didn't mean too much. They started last week with a chance of a treble, and it's disappeared now into just the league. Well, I say just the league. It's a fantastic achievement, to be honest. But it's crazy. Paul, when that second goal went in from Isak, the one that was given, did you feel it was our day?
Of course it was. Of course it was, Paul. Definitely. I knew. Oh, I knew the fun there. Yeah, that's our trophy all day long. Definitely.
I mean, Rachel, we defended really well when we needed to. And I thought Cher and Byrne, we've given Cher a lot of grief this season, and rightly so, in my opinion, because he hasn't been good enough. But Rach, it was an unbelievable performance from both centre backs.
Phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. The discipline they had was incredible.
Yeah,
nothing fazed them. There was no panicking. They were comfortable. They were confident. Superb, absolutely superb.
Yeah. Bob Black's been a member for 16 months. Thank you, Bob. I was 6 when we won the FA Cup. It's great to be alive and celebrating another cup. My next target is seeing the new stadium open for business.
I've got one disappointment with the referee.
Yeah.
They announced it in the stadium for the offside for the Liverpool one, but they didn't do for ours. The referee didn't. The referee didn't speak for our goal. To me, that seems a bit dodgy to me.
Well, what seemed dodgy was the time it took to give Chiesa's goal. And Billy, being the sort of Vera detective that he is, was thinking, hang on a minute, they're just taking the time with this so they can add a load of time on at the end, so that Liverpool get longer to try and get an equaliser. But it fell flat in the face. Chris, you obviously watched the game. What did you think of after Liverpool had scored? How we managed the rest of the game out down by the corner flag was simply brilliant, wasn't it?
It shows how far we've come in the last couple of years. I mean, when Callum Wilson got the ball there, and I thought if he heads towards that goal, I'm gonna be so disappointed. But he didn't. He headed over to the corner flag too. He knew that keeping that possession at that particular point in time was the professional and right thing to do. And I think that's what Eddie's brought to the team, is that professionalism, that situational awareness. I think he's really emphasised. But what I think they're such a professional outfit, and we can't sort of praise Eddie too much for that. You know, he's instilled something in that team. I love the way he hasn't thrown anybody away. You know, you have a bad game or two and people are calling for heads and that sort of thing. Eddie doesn't. He sticks by them. He understands that they're human beings. He understands that they're part of the family, and in order to be truly part of a family, he supports them, you know. And they repaid him 100 times over the other day with that support that he's given them, with that trust that he's given them too. He's created something special, and he's a special man. He's a special man. And he's gone down in history. He's a legend. He'll always be a legend, as well as all the guys on the pitch. But the way they approached the finish, normally I looked at my grandson. I said, "It's not over." You know, he was dancing around the lounge. I said, "It's not over. We're Newcastle United. It's not over for us." And he sort of looked at me, and that's all. Yes, that's always in the back of your mind, but it disappeared quite quickly when those guys started to go to the corner and keep possession and look after the ball, and there was no way. There was just no way Liverpool were going to break through. It was our day. It was our time, and I'm just so proud of them all.
We've got a couple more people to get on. Lewis, just before you go, what's your aspirations for the rest of the season? Where can we get Champions League?
Well, as we said, we know we're going to have European spots at the minute because we won the Carabao Cup, but we still have to do a qualifying round to get to it.
Yeah.
But if we get Champions League football, it's a cracking season. It's been unbelievable. Yeah, like it's been down in the shits basically for a little bit this season. Then we finally came back. But I think next, obviously going back for the season, try and get Champions League football. Yes. And then maybe win the FA Cup next year. And after that, go for the Premier League after that.
Yeah. Right. Thanks for coming on, Lewis.
No, I try and come on when I can.
All right, man. Stay safe. See you soon. Bye.
Bye, Lewis.
Paul, before you head off, I mean, where do you see us going for the rest of the season?
I think we'll go on like a run. Like we did with that 9 streak. I'm pretty confident. I think we can win them all.
Do you think with the pressure being off now, the cup finals out the way, do you think they can maintain these performances now? Because if you look at the fixtures in April, the fixtures are stacked. It's like a weekday game, weekend game, weekday game. They're every 3 days. There's a lot of games in April. Can we handle it, Paul?
Of course we can. Could be Geordies. Why not?
I like the optimism.
But with Big Joe Linton, I tell you, he's a beast, mate. He's a beast. People will not go up against him.
Well, I hope you're right, matey. Thanks for coming on, bud. We'll speak again soon.
Right. See you later, mate.
Take care. Harry, good evening.
Hello.
Right, you've got your scarf on as well. Harry, how are you feeling?
I was absolutely elated on the way back home on Sunday.
Were you at the game, were you?
Yeah, I went down with him, and he went there and back on the same day. And the whole way there, I was sitting there, like, just was sitting there, my stomach was absolutely going. And then on the way back, I still get back to sleep on the way home. I was so happy because I can't remember who I was speaking to over text on the way home, but I told them, and I even said online on like my social media and stuff, it was like the best day of my life ever.
Oh, best day of your life ever. You can tell he's a kid.
Yeah.
You can tell you're young. You haven't been through the rigmaroles of us adults, I tell you. But I mean, it was. I mean, Rachel, it was the best. Yeah. We have to savor these moments, don't we? And you know what? Yes, there's things go on in family life that we that are very special to us and things like that. But on a sporting side of it, it doesn't get much better than that, does it? Really? Let's be honest.
Absolutely not. I've got to say, I might even edge it against the birth of my son.
I'm sure Aaron's going to be really happy to hear that. By the way, Rachel.
Yeah, he wouldn't expect anything less from me.
Probably not. Probably not. I mean, that's the thing about Sunday, though, Chippers, wasn't it? It was remembering people that have been and gone, and I made reference to obviously, Dave Harrison, the late great Dave, who built this channel with me, partners in crime, and I immediately sort of thought about him and how much he wanted to see the Newcastle win a domestic cup and lift that trophy. And people have been, Stu Flyboy as well, big part of the channel in watching. You think of all those people as well, because that's how special it is to us, isn't it? And that's kind of what makes the comments from schools, etc., just absolute nonsense, because that's what it means to us, doesn't it?
Yeah, all those people that left row, and I remember it flashed up, funny enough, on Monday. It was 3 years from my granddad when he went, so he was like, I remember him saying before he went, he was like, oh, Newcastle will never be anything until they've got a decent defence, until Mike Ashley sells up and goes, and we'll not win anything. And I'm thinking, oh God, when he says that, I mean, when he saw it all, and you just think, oh, we're going to win nothing in my lifetime, and then here we are, it's just, I'm pretty sure that all them were sitting up there watching, blowing the ball in the back of the net, kicking every ball like what Dan Burn and Fabian Scher were doing, and making sure that was our day. And every year now we're going to look at it back and say, where were you on the 16th of March 2025 when that Newcastle broke that hoodoo, when you could say we've won a cup, and it's the shackles are off now, and like I said, it's just going to be one of those days where you'll just reminisce and go, where were you? That's it. That's all you can really say about the day.
Tom, at full time, it seemed like there was a lot of togetherness within the Newcastle fans in the ground. Strangers just jumping all over each other. You got that feeling in the fan zones, and obviously families watching it together. I mean, what was it like just jumping around, celebrating at the end?
Like I said at the very beginning, pandemonium, absolute pandemonium. Just as you say, leaping around, a lot of crying, just amazing atmosphere. Just total strangers just leaping around together. It was amazing.
Lawrence, coming out of the ground, it must have been a special feeling considering how we all felt 2 years ago coming out of there.
Oh yeah. I mean, we were out the ground quite quickly when we lost 2 years ago. Just clapped the players off, then left. But I had to wait for them to be going down the tunnel before leaving. Man,
I don't think any Newcastle fan wanted to leave the ground. I think the people that couldn't get into the ground, certainly watching on TV, didn't want the coverage to end. They just wanted it to go on and dedicate a whole night to Newcastle United on Sky. Well, Sky, you're never going to do that, but ITV, put something on, just replay the match all night, just on constant rerun. I'm sure it would have got fantastic viewing figures because Newcastle fans, being that, Rachel, would have probably watched it all night.
Oh, definitely. They'd probably still be watching it now if they could.
Yeah, well, exactly. Bill, how many times have you watched it back?
The match itself, just the once live, but the highlights and lots of YouTube videos about it, and I've bubbled every time.
Yeah.
But there's one YouTube clip I want to mention because the timing was perfect. I saw it yesterday. It was an old set of clips from Top Gear. You know when they used to do the I'd rather be something. Yep. Jeremy Clarkson came out with the line about a particular car he didn't like. He said, "I'd rather be seen in Paul Scholes than in this." And the timing was
I remember it. Yeah, he did.
Oh man!
Yeah. Brilliant.
Everything to do with the match. I've been bubbling. But was that Lady Sam's first TTR final?
Yes.
Never let her go.
Yeah, she wasn't on the channel 2 years ago.
No, she wasn't. She was.
There was.
She's our good luck charm keeper.
Oh, don't tell her that, dear God. Dear God. Chris, I hope you're gathering a Geordie nation over there in New Zealand. I've actually got family live there. I've got cousins out there, so they're Newcastle fans as well, and so they'll be euphoric. But is there many over there? You gathering the Geordie nation together?
Yeah, there's more and more all the time. Some of my bosses are Geordies, so I'm quite lucky there. They're celebrating with me too at the moment.
Also, they'll understand why you have called in so many times sick this week.
No, yeah, as long as I buy them a slab of beer every now and again, they're fine, you know.
Harry, have you watched the game back many times?
A couple of times.
I haven't watched the game back, but I've watched the highlights so many times, and especially Dan Spurn's goal, because in the stadium that got me really emotional, because I'm from Blythe myself, and I go to Blythe Academy as well, so just that whole feeling just made me really emotional inside the stadium, just watching it back and just hearing the wall come from our end, just make it every single time I skip a heartbeat basically.
Oh, bless you. Alexander Allard with the super chat. I've seen him pop up in the green room 3 or 4 times. I think it must have been a dodgy connection. Sorry, Paul, I have to get ready for work, but I cried when we won. I hugged my son because I've never witnessed this with my dad before he passed, and I got to be with my son. Exactly. And that just epitomizes everything about Sunday, is about being with family. Who were you at the game with, Harry? Did you see Andy?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how many do you have many Newcastle fans in your family?
Yeah, so my dad, my mum, my sister, my grandma, my auntie, and then my uncle, my auntie, and my cousin on my mum's side as well.
So there's plenty
Newcastle supporters. Yeah.
Cool. Right. Before we go, I'm going to ask each one of you a question. So answer honestly. What did you have for breakfast? I'm joking. Tom, can we finish top 4?
We can. Whether we will not, I'll be happy if it's if we get top 6 or 7. But certainly, I think we can get top 4 or 5. I think it can be galvanizing. They're going to be, walking on air, aren't they? It's going to do so much for the confidence.
Do you think the squad's big enough to cope with the games in April?
it's going to be tough, isn't it? But do you know what? The euphoria they're going to have, though, I just think that can be a galvanising effect. So, as I say, if we finish top 6 or 7 with what we've done, I think that's very, very, very successful. But yeah, why not? Why can't we get top 4 or 5, get into the Champions League spots?
Is top 6 or 7 enough and a cup win to convince Isak to stay on?
I think so. From where we are, from where we're going, I think that'll be enough. Remember, his contract doesn't run out until 2028. So I think there's enough there. But yeah, I don't see any reason why we can't go for top 4 or 5. It's going to be not just in our hands, though, is it? It's going to. There's the likes of Chelsea and Man City you've got to take into account as well. Like you say, small squad. April is very, very busy. So there's a couple of factors, but yeah, it's going to be such a galvanising effect. I would very much hope so. That's what could help us.
Absolutely. Right. Thanks for coming on, Tom. Appreciate it, mate. We'll speak soon.
See you later.
Good night, buddy. Emma's just said, can't do a super chat, but I converted my daughter from City to Newcastle on Sunday. Over the moon with converting her. Wow. I guess that's a lot of there will be a lot of conversions going on. I've got no doubt. Chippers, can we get Champions League?
Yes, of course we can. For me, there's 10 games left and it's all to play for. We're 3 points off Chelsea and we've still got Chelsea to play at St James's, so let's have it. We have got some tough games in there, like Sevilla away, but they may still have Champions League on their mind, depending on how they do against PSG, So teams like Man City, they might, if Man City are still in the FA Cup, I'm not sure. Are they still in it? I don't know.
They
so
are, and
Man City
I think that you win it.
They might concentrate themselves on the FA Cup and think that that's their best chance. Nottingham Forest, we don't know how they're going to react because they've never been in this position before. So they may lose a game and start falling down. We've just got to be there to capitalise. And as long as we keep Alexander Isak fit, we've got every chance.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Thanks for coming on. We'll speak next time. Take care, mate. Good night. Bill, what do you reckon?
Try stopping us.
Yes.
we are qualifying for the Champions League. If it wasn't for the fact that we're a game behind everybody else, we'd already be in a qualifying position, assuming we won that game.
Yeah.
And considering it's against Palace, I am. So yeah, I don't want the players to be on a high and euphoric and the pressure's off. I don't want that. I want Eddie Howe to get these players. I want them believing. I want them confident. And I want Eddie to get it through to them. We've got 10 more finals now. And if we can get that, we're there. And as for Eddie, as you know, I was on the fence for so long. I got splinters in my ass.
Yes.
And then I went to the Eddie outside and then realized that I was wrong and came back to the Eddie in. And I was getting close to the fence again. So after Sunday, I burnt the fence down. There is no fence.
The fence is gone. Bugger the fence. Right, Bill, thanks for coming on, mate. You take care of yourself.
Mate. One last thing, if I may. When you do play the song, Paul, can you... I just want to mention the reason I've mentioned Sir John Hall in the song.
Yeah.
For me, that was the first steps of Newcastle's rebirth.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to talk about the Cockney Mafia. That was a bit...
No, they're long gone now.
So that's why Sir John Hall's in the song. He was the start of it for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, thank
Bill,
you for having me on, guys.
Take care of yourself, buddy.
Ta-da.
Good night. Come on then, Rachel. What do you reckon?
100%. We can do it. This has got to buoy the lads on.
Yeah.
That no, they can beat anyone. Absolutely anyone. So there's no reason why we shouldn't be winning the majority of the matches ahead of us.
Awesome. Thank you for coming on, Rachel. We'll speak soon.
Thanks a lot.
Take
Bye.
care. Good night. Harry, what do you reckon? Top 4 in a cup?
Pardon, what did you say?
Top 4 in a cup. Is that a good season for us?
Yeah, I reckon we could still get third. I can see Forest falling off in the next couple of games.
Ooh,
and they still have to play Chelsea in the last day of the season, and I can see that game being a draw. So I can see us jumping to third and then possibly being close to Arsenal by the end of the season as well.
Wow. Okay. Well, fingers crossed you're right. Thanks for coming on, Harry.
Thanks.
Good night. Lawrence, can we do it?
Definitely, especially because I think it's pretty much confirmed that top 5 is going to get the Champions League spot.
Yeah, because it will be top 5, won't it? So it's not top 4, it's top 5 we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Do you think Forest will fall away, Lawrence?
They could do. I know they've got further away to play, which will not be easy. I can't remember who else they've got to play.
But they keep surprising us, don't they? They keep surprising us all the time when we say, "Oh, they're going to lose that game," and then they go win it.
They do. I mean, maybe I'm thinking back to is it Leicester win the top 4 all season for 2 years on the spin, and then they end up finishing 5th. But obviously, as I mentioned, 5th will get Champions League. But yeah, I mean that could have happened to Forest, but we'll see.
Right. Thanks for coming on, Lawrence. Take care, buddy.
Thank you.
Good night. Final word from you, Chris. Come on, then.
Wow. So I'm with Harry. I think we've got a great chance of doing it this year. I think Manchester City and Chelsea have both shown their vulnerabilities lately.
Yeah,
and Eddie and the team are going to take advantage of that, and they're going to plan. And I think they've already pre-planned a lot of these games, and I think they've done it weeks ago, and they know exactly what to do. Because, as I said earlier, they're a professional outfit now. They're organised. They've got their goals set out. So yes, definitely top 4 this year. Definitely, and I think we'll get a better draw into Europe this time. I think we'll do well in Europe when we get there because we're prepared for it. We're ready for it. Exactly. And if I could close with just 4 or 5 words for the whole of Newcastle, all I'd like to say is Toon, Black and White Army.
Yes. Barbara's trying to get on late. Barbara, I know that we've got a problem with StreamYard. It's not letting me bring anybody on. I don't know whether that was the same problem I had with Alexander before, but if you can come on next time, Barb's. She's disappeared again. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard at the minute. People are disappearing in front of my eyes.
All the best, Paul. All the best to you,
yes,
and all the best to Billy and Alex and Sam. And thanks for your endless hours of entertainment. You're much appreciated.
Thank you, mate. You take care out there, and we'll hopefully speak again soon.
Kia ora. Kia ora.
Take care, Chris. So there you go. Alexander's coming with another super chat saying history has shown us once you win silverware, normally the trend goes up for success. The Panthers winning the cup, the Chiefs with the treble, for example. Yeah, the Panthers winning the Stanley Cup as well. Absolutely. What a show. Brilliant. Lots of people coming on tonight. Banana says the funniest thing about the show is earth to Billy's toenails. That's a phrase I probably thought I'd never say in my life. Earth to Billy's toenails. But yeah, apologies if I couldn't get you on. Like I say, I think Alexander appeared a few times, wanted to come on, but then disappeared. I think there's a problem with StreamYard. But Barbara, if you can get on next time as well, love to hear from you because I know you were over here. I presume you were in the stack for the game. But anyway, guys, that is Fan Forum done and dusted. Thank you so much for everybody watching. Brilliant. Everybody that came on, thank you for your super chats and, of course, new memberships. If you are watching this and you haven't already done so, please give it a like and, of course, subscribe to the channel if you're new and you like what you see or if you're watching this on a rerun. But thank you very much. And, of course, a massive, massive thank you to channel sponsor Mamaroo Records, based in Whitley Bay for all your music needs, your CDs, vinyls, your music merch, sport merch, gift cards. They've got it all. They've got a cracking deal on gift cards at the minute, which we read out on the show last night. So if you can't get into Whitley Bay to see Steve, check them out online. It's pinned right at the top of the show's description. Please go and give a local shop real support because that's where the heartbeat of sales is, of course, in your local stores. Thank you very much for watching, guys. We'll see you very, very soon. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Good night.
Come back and check out some green.